Daily Motor Podcast.
His last album was 2017.
Okay.
Not saying that albums. Oh, what on earth just happened? Is there going to be an option to get yellow? Did they say that at the event?
They didn't say anything about it, but
because if they don't offer yellow, then they suck.
I'll send that to them.
Yeah. Tell them, send an email and say, my colleague wants you to know if you don't offer yellow on the new Hummer, you suck.
Yeah.
And that's a fact.
Shame we're even promoting one of their products.
Yikes.
Too bad this isn't the podcast. This would be a great start to the podcast.
Yeah,
You want to just record that instead? Just lift the all brand back up?
We can. I don't care. It's going to take longer, though, is the thing. And we want to go get our stuff done. So
you said it's going to be an hour till the food gets here anyway, right?
I know, but the pod... Well, I guess we could do... Yeah, we could do the Niro after we eat. Welcome, everyone, to episode 65 of the Daily Motor Podcast.
Pretty sure
I'm
it's
Charlie.
65.
He's Chris.
Let's confirm that real quick here. I think it should be 65. We weren't going to record the podcast right now, but I guess we are. So that's good. Yes, it is episode 65.
65. That's like a number that means something, isn't it? 65.
I think that's when a lot of people choose to retire. Like you can push it off all the way to 65.
Well, Jeep did a 65th anniversary.
Yeah, that's a strange anniversary to celebrate.
When I say recently, it was like 2008.
Yeah. Did your mother have a 65th anniversary Commander?
Yeah. Have I told you that before?
Oh, of course you did.
Yeah, she had a
I know
65th
your family's entire car
Jeep 65.
history.
It was sick, dude. It had the upholstered Jeep 65th anniversary on the seats, and it had it on the doors.
There were Chris droppings in the 3 Series. I found 2 fuel receipts in the center console. If you do not need them, I will dispose of them.
Yeah, I guess that's
don't need them. Thank you.
At least they know we put proper 93 Shell 93 in it.
Yeah. Only the
You're
best
welcome,
for the
BMW.
Excellent BMW M340i, which we'll be getting to here shortly.
That's right.
Today has been a moderate bit of chaos. It started out well.
I think it's still going well.
Yeah,
there's
just more going on. Well, we're getting Culvers. There's more people in the garage.
This morning.
And we're also recording the 7 vehicles to buy for spring 2023.
That's right, which was supposed to be right now, but I guess now it's not.
Yeah.
That's okay because we can be more chaotic now since we're starving.
Yes.
And then once we actually eat and can get our brains back to normal, then... Yeah.
I am less of a being ill enthusiast, and you have not been either, so
that's
good.
Don't say that. Where's the wood? That's probably wood.
Yeah.
And they probably think I'm telling them to be quiet or something.
Yeah. Quiet down out there, kids.
Anyways, though. Yeah, no, I haven't yet gotten it.
Mm-hmm. I am home for a total of 10 days this month, so there is a high chance of me getting ill, and I already did. So a lot of
got it out of the way.
Time. Yep.
Yeah, at least now you can go drive the. Let me try and remember all the vehicles you're driving. The Corolla Cross Hybrid.
Yeah.
The Prius Prime.
Yeah.
And the Mazda CX-90.
Yeah. And so far, I've driven this month
the Hummer EV SUV.
Mm-hmm.
The BMW M2.
Yep.
Automatic and manual.
Yep.
And the BMW XM.
Yep.
Am I missing one?
Yes. The cruise ship.
Oh, the cruise ship. That's right. Yeah.
POV test drive.
Geez, you've been like all over the place.
Alyssa said I had to enable my hotspot. That's not correct.
Oh, are you leaving all of that in as well for when she
won't listen to the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Alyssa.
It's working now. Okay.
It's working now.
Address her.
You'll address it later.
Yeah.
We've got important things to talk about today.
Do we? Is anything we talk about here on this podcast?
I'm trying to think if there's any important news that we need to speak on.
Let's start going back 2 episodes to the driving impressions of the Lexus RZ with the yoke.
That's right. So I can finally talk about the Lexus RX 4. Sorry. You know, I was scared I was gonna do that during the review, but I never did. I filmed the whole review, and you know how sometimes when you film a review, you black out and you don't remember anything that you said. I'll film a 40-minute review and I'll get done and I'll be like, oh my god, I don't know what I just said during that. I have no idea what I talked about.
Yeah.
It's almost like I go into this mode where I'm just and then I forget afterwards. But luckily, I didn't say RX. during the review. Thought I would. Okay. Anyways, the RZ.
Wait, before you get into that, someone asked me at this most recent event. I was chatting with them. They're like, how do you differentiate your reviews between your Daily Motor review and your Topher review when you're shooting for them? I'm like, well, the good one goes on the Topher. I think it was James from Throttle House. Yeah. And he was asking me about that. And I was like, and he like laughed. He's like, that doesn't seem fair to like your channel and stuff. I'm like, well, jokes aside, like when I shoot for the Topher, hey everybody, it's Charlie subbing in for the Topher here, driving the all new BMW M2.
Yeah.
We've got a 6-speed manual, some whatever the horsepower. I memorize, I cram all the figures into my head, and I get it all out when I drive, for the Topher. Hey everybody, it's Charlie from Daily Motor, and I am excited because I am finally getting to drive the all new M2.
Different cadences, and you don't see our face for solo reviews, so it
doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter. It's like two.
What I should do is just like switch shirts and watches, and then just entirely different.
Get a Speedmaster.
There you go. Yeah. Chris can comp me some $5,000 watch or whatever.
Yeah, right.
I mean, he gave me the watch that I do wear in his reviews.
Yeah.
So. But anyway, it's just funny that when you're shooting for the Topher, you have to switch your mind.
I love it.
Daily Motor, you just kind of pump out your stream of consciousness thoughts. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, this is soft.
I like playing the Daily Motor. I like doing the Daily Motor reviews, and then I also love doing like the Topher's cadence where I'm like just being very like ASMR-ish.
Miles told me that when he was first like curating his channel and everything and kind of finding his own voice, he was trying to model it off the Topher, and he like watched some of his reviews, and after shooting him, he's like, this is the like most boring, dry thing. Like there's no way this is interesting. And it is true, because Chris from the Topher speaks calmly and collectively, but it's still like enjoyable to listen to.
You definitely have to be the right you have to be like the right person to be able to be able to sell it still in that
if you don't do it just right, it's very dry.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think some people like that from his channel.
Miles has differentiated himself enough now to where
now
it works
he's
really well for him.
Right.
And Chris and somehow us two, we still managed to also
you, me and Ted would all get more excited. Yeah. Like visual, like perceptively excited.
Yeah. Even when I am shooting for the Topher, sometimes I can't help it.
Same.
Okay, so should we talk about the Lexus RZ?
Yep.
Quite good, actually, and for a number of reasons. Some of which I was worried about because this is a totally new car for Lexus. It's their first mass-produced EV, though they are only making 4,900 for the 23 model year, and I think they're all sold out already. So,
why 49? Why not make that extra one car and make it 5K?
They had. You would have quite liked it, actually. They had many graphs showing us why, and like spreadsheets and things, lots of numbers. I can actually share the PowerPoint with you if you'd like to analyze them on your flight later this week.
No.
Okay. So that's how many they're making. And the car was great to drive. It's very quiet, very smooth, plenty of power. It's got radiant heating, which is kind of neat. I think the BZ4X has it too. No glove box, and it radiates heat from like these little boxes under the glove box. So instead of blowing hot air at you, it just like, it's like a radiator. You know, like yeah. And you can touch it and everything. You can feel it and it won't burn you. They've all probably already watched my video on the Topher by now, but let's talk about the most controversial thing, which is the steer-by-wire, which is the yoke style wheel. It makes sense to me in the setting that they've put it into that car where you don't have to move your hands. You can go full lock to lock without moving your hands. And that makes sense if you're going to have a wheel like that, because on the Tesla, you still have to go hand over hand, I believe, right? You would know that about the Tesla. So in that setting, it doesn't make sense to me, because why would anyone want to inconvenience himself in that way? The only weird thing about the yoke in the Lexus is that because it's such a quick rack, 150 degrees lock to lock, is that when you're doing a sharp turn, you're going around a U-turn or something, and you go back to center, it's startling because it comes back to center so fast that it's like if you were to do it in a regular car and just like very speedy do it. But you have to like program yourself not to do that, because when you're in a normal car, the car just kind of brings itself around. Like you can kind of let go of the steering wheel and it'll return to center. Mm-hmm. But in this car, you have to do it yourself and kind of like slowly bring it back.
Which I'm sure you'd get used to.
Which you get used to, yeah. And I did a couple of U-turns and I got used to it. The funniest part is I went around a cone course. I had Kirk Kreifels in the car with me. He thought this was hilarious. They sent us out in like this little mini autocross track to get a feel for the steer-by-wire before we went out onto the road. And I ran over the same cone twice because I was not used to just how quick the steering was. So the cone I hit was on the passenger side rear. So you can imagine coming in,
yeah.
like I'd come into the corner and I would steer too much, and it would clip that cone. And I left that in my Topher video, and hope some people got some laughs out of that. But overall, really good car. I mean, there was nothing really in the car that was disappointing. The gauge cluster looked a little old, kind of disappointing. Really? Yeah, the actual infotainment screen is just the same as what you get in like the newer Toyota and Lexus cars, which are like same as like system. The RX basically. The cluster, whatever, kind of boring looking. And I guess we can talk about range.
Sure.
196 miles of range on the
biggest weak point of the car.
It is, yeah. And
it doesn't charge very quickly.
And it also charges at 150 kilowatts max. So that's the biggest bummer. But the way I see it is it's a 4,900 unit production run for 23. I'm predicting for 24, they're going to make a couple of updates. They're going to take what everyone said into consideration. They're going to offer the steer-by-wire, and I bet the range will get bumped up for the 24 model year. Or they'll just offer an additional like longer range model, like have the 220, the 196 and 220 car, and then offer like a 250 and 280 or something.
Another thing I could see is Toyota having played it very safe with the range numbers and kind of underestimated so that everyone in the real world actually achieves those numbers.
True.
Because manufacturers can have a lot of variance in how they choose to report their range figures.
Yeah.
And some brands have chosen to voluntarily reduce their estimated range so that it's very achievable in the real world.
Well, we shall find out
when
we get it for the range test.
Mm-hmm. The Daily Motor Highway Range Test.
That's right.
Which we will not be running next week on the on the BZ4X.
Yeah, because it's changed into an ID.4
next week. Because I'll be gone. Next, we won't be doing it next week on the BZ4X because I'll be gone.
Well, there won't be any car. Oh, no, I'll be
here.
We'll
have to figure something out. We'll have to get you something like a Jetta.
I would love a Jetta.
Yeah.
Can you get me a manual Jetta? I know they have one in the fleet.
You do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because somebody just tested it. I just saw an article on it.
Sure. Hey, Siri. Remind me to reach out to Joe about manual Jetta tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Siri's nice when it comes to things like that.
Mm-hmm. That's the main thing I use it for. Wait. I had to let Siri stop listening. Now it's the whole thing in my reminder.
Well, now you'll really
know what to do. Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's any other impressions on the RZ.
I don't like the two-tone.
See, I do. I think it adds just more to the car. What I don't like is that there's only one color.
For the two-tone?
No. There's only one like color. Like it's like there's like a silver. Well, I mean like a real color. There's silver, gray, black, white, and blue. There's no like the blue is the only color, and even the blue is
probably not a very strong.
Even the blue is like a silvery blue. They tried telling us they were like it's inspired by a cloud-free sky.
Yeah, that's bull.
I was like,
it's just inspired by cars that can be leased.
It's inspired by silver.
Yeah.
So there aren't really. Give me an orange, give me a red, give me a green, something on there. It's an electric car. It should be kind of.
Yeah, the Japanese play it too safe when it comes to colors. Mm-hmm. The Germans will still give you something wonky. I mean, Mercedes is
Germans will give you anything
with
you
colors.
Want. The Germans will literally give you anything you want if you pay them enough.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially BMW and Audi, I'd say, are the best, and Porsche, obviously.
Porsche, yeah. Mercedes, I don't know.
Mercedes doesn't do a bunch of great colors.
They do on the G-Wagon. They do.
Yeah. On their AMGs, they're more expensive type cars. You can get a lot, but like your C-Class, good luck getting something else. Yeah, whereas like you can get a 330i and get some pretty cool colors.
Get yellow if you want. Just individual.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you do individual on a 330i?
Mm-hmm. Do it on any car you want.
That's really cool.
Pretty sure, anyways. Maybe not like a X2 or something like that, but I'm pretty sure you can do it on all the cars.
You've never driven an X2, right?
No.
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's fine.
I mean, I figured it would be like, okay, this is a BMW.
It's better than the worst BMW.
The 2 Series Grand Coupe, which I have driven and was not very good.
Yeah.
You know what's funny, though? I've only driven that car on track, which is like the most
You're like the only person
thing.
in the world to have only driven
the 2 Series Grand Coupe on track.
Yeah. It's like the least tracky BMW. Speaking of steering wheels, how do you feel about the C8 Corvette's square steering wheel?
It's okay.
Because you have to go hand over hand with that, but like I
don't. Well, really but it has a top and a bottom,
right?
And it's big enough. I think size is the biggest thing for that because with the Tesla with the yoke being really thin, it's just awkward. I don't know.
A lot of people like to complain about the square steering wheel on the C8, and I think it's just them trying to find something to nitpick.
Yeah, I'd complain more about the row of 17,000 buttons that goes up the middle of the car.
It is a bit overwhelming, but I'm sure when you owned it, your muscle memory would know
exactly
where to go.
Where to touch. Right.
Yeah.
Emily just sent me a screenshot or a photo.
Is it her Culver's receipt?
No, it says she was going to get some. She's going somewhere, and the place she was going is closed from 12:30 to 1:30 for lunch. So maybe she should just get the Culver's now.
I bet she's tilted.
Yeah, she's probably pissed.
'Cause something like that would throw off her day, her whole rhythm, and she'd be like, "Why are they going to lunch right now? Like, can't they just pack something and eat it behind the desk? Or can't they have a second employee?" What was she doing? That someplace that
lab work.
Yeah, it's weird that would be closed.
Yeah, it's weird because you think that people would go to the lab on their lunch break also.
Yeah.
No.
So
understaffed thing probably.
Is she gonna go to Culver's, bring our food, and then go to the lab?
So, because or else we're gonna have to wait even longer. She
Yeah.
said she's gonna go now. So I will actually probably get it even before we. Although labs never takes long. They just go
typically,
and then you're done.
That is true. When I was an adolescent, took an acne medication called Accutane.
Yes.
Yeah, and I had to get lab work done.
It ruined your insides.
Yes, I had to do blood work every month.
To make sure you weren't getting cancer or something from it?
or you're wanting to kill myself or something.
That is a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never did that one. I knew a lot of people that had it. I mean, it's pretty common, isn't it? To take that?
I think it's becoming less common.
It's becoming less common? Okay.
It wrecks your body. It's a stupid thing.
No, I had like a cream that I put on my face.
Sure.
That was it.
Yeah, I did the Proactive solution for a while.
Proactive, yeah. I tried that and it didn't work for me.
Yeah.
So none of that stuff. None of that over the counter stuff. As a person our age, I could see it. I could see it doing something. But as a teenager, none of that shit's gonna work because it's just your body's just going in crazy.
Have you ever gotten contact lenses?
No. Because my eye doctor told me that my astigmatism is so bad that if I got contact lenses, I'd be blinking constantly because my eyes are shaped like footballs.
Wow.
Plus, I like glasses. I think they add more dimension to my face.
That's fair.
Since I don't have a jawline.
And you probably can't grow out a beard very well.
And I also can't grow a beard. So.
Okay, that's fair. That helps. The beard helps with the jawline.
That's true, yeah, because you can fake one.
Yeah.
Although I think you actually have one, though.
It's fine. I'm happy enough
you
with
do.
my jawline.
Yeah.
I grew my first beard in freshman year of high school.
Yeah.
I had sideburns in middle school, so my nickname was Sideburns because they went down to pretty far, but I couldn't connect until high school.
That explains some things.
Does it?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Drive Shop is letting me know that he is on the way to swap for our other car. We're gonna have a good productive day today.
Yeah, we're just gonna be able to eat lunch and then go home.
Bang them out. We haven't even changed our whiteboard schedule yet.
Oh yeah.
That's how chaotic the day has been.
Right.
Yeah.
What else?
Should we get to the cars that we had this week?
Yes. Oh, but first, news from Italy.
Oh?
Alfa Romeo is making a Giulia Quadrifoglio shooting brake wagon.
And are they selling it here?
Potentially.
Have you seen the G70 shooting brake?
Yes, and it's the most beautiful thing ever, but they won't give it to us in America.
Yeah. I understand that nobody buys wagons here. It's just a shame.
It is a shame.
Jaguar had the XF wagon here for a hot minute. Nobody bought it, but it was beautiful.
Sportback or whatever.
Sport brake or
sport brake.
Might have been.
Did you know that there was a press event this last week for the electrified GV70 and we didn't get invited?
Yes. Michelle straight up told us that when we were at the Hyundai thing. Or maybe she just told me. Or it was
she told me that we didn't get invited to Ioniq 6.
Ioniq 6, which is also this week.
And then she must have told you also that we didn't get invited to GV70.
Yeah. Or maybe Stephanie Brindley told me that.
Well, we're getting invited to the local Ioniq 6.
Yeah.
So it's better than nothing. Michelle,
right.
We still appreciate you.
Well, it's just funny because...
you know Michelle's listening.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's funny because we pretty much universally endorse Hyundai products. Just naturally. We're almost always universally positive about Hyundais on this channel.
We do.
But some of the brands that we get invited to, we're almost universally negative to.
BM.
Well, we don't get invited to any other stuff, which makes sense. Toyota, I feel like we're 50-50. We come down hard on a lot of their products.
We're nice about Lexus, though. What Lexuses have we not liked?
We started the RX
UX.
review with us nearly crashing.
That is true. You did.
But the car did.
Yeah,
so
but I
edited the review.
I was not driving
of the car.
or editing the video.
I wasn't driving either.
That's true. What else? The
I feel
UX,
like we're
the
mixed.
UX is okay though. I mean, the UX has some weird, stupid things about it, but it's not a bad car.
No, the UX is fine. I think we were more positive about the UX than most brands are, or most outlets are positive about the UX.
I don't care very much for the LX. I like the old LX, but the new one is not as good.
We haven't reviewed the new one.
At Mama, we drove it though.
We drove it, but we haven't reviewed it. We haven't had it here, and that might be why. I don't know. Because I reviewed the Mark Levinson, so it's not as good as the old one.
Yeah, and the fact that it only has 4 seats now instead of 5. I think that was a luxury package, actually.
That's probably the ultra luxury.
Ultra luxury, which just made it worse.
Oh, I forgot to add this to our set. My Hummer EV Yeti.
Yeah, that was a freebie from the Hummer EV event that Charlie can't talk about.
Yeah, well, I could talk about the
talk about it
static
next week
if I wanted to. But yeah, next week I'll talk about it.
We can talk about it on Friday when we record the next podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
That should be filled with something like
Red
Bull or something.
There are so many things on this table now.
Yeah, thank goodness glass is strong.
Yes.
Still haven't listened to my or watched my pornography tape.
Yeah, I really would love to know what's on that.
I know we need to stop traveling around the country and start going to the library.
Thing. Oh, can we just go to the library?
Probably,
and watch it?
I assume, or some digital conversion place that's got a thing. Okay. This week at Daily Motor headquarters, we had, as I alluded to at the beginning, the BMW M340i
X-Drive in Melbourne red with anniversary badges and snow tires,
and the journalist spec black
and the
appearance
extended
package.
leather package on the interior.
Yeah, great car,
phenomenal car,
and by that we mean so well rounded.
Yeah, it does everything right. I took it up to Midland, which is a town that I lived in for 4 years in college. And I drove it up there at some speed, which was more than the speed that we test for fuel economy. And it still did 27 mpg at a speed that most cars probably would not have even gotten close to that. And then when we ran the highway fuel economy test, averaging 70 miles per hour, it did 36 mpg on snow tires.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
good.
remarkable.
Mm-hmm.
EPA is like 32, which is still
really
impressive.
Good. Yeah.
But it beat EPA by 4 mpg. And with summer tires in proper conditions, I don't see why it couldn't do 37 or 38.
Yeah. Which
is insane.
Really good.
Which is like the same as what the 330i got, I'm pretty sure, the 230i or whatever.
Yeah, you've got 2 extra cylinders, and it's really not giving you much of a penalty at all.
Yeah, and it's got almost 400 horsepower. It does 0 to 60 in like 4 seconds, which is probably underrated. I feel like it does it in under 4. It's fast.
I bet in just the right conditions, you could get
like 3.8 or something.
Really go.
Fantastic car. There's not many things I'd change about it. I'm not huge on a couple of things they did for the LCI for 2023. Don't love the new front bumper, and I also don't love the little knob shifter thing because I like to have the slap shift function. But you have paddle shifter still, so you can still manually shift, which is great. And to give the little baby shifter credit, it does open up the interior a bit more and make it seem more luxurious.
And it includes ambient lighting.
And it's
a little extra.
But the older ones, and the SUVs at least, the crystal shifters, they would glow.
Sure. Yeah.
So
that is fair.
They still could have ambient lit a regular shifter.
Mm-hmm. I think it's the Germans that have kept the 3 Series so good, like the European market in general. Yeah. Because if it were a car that they were just selling to Americans, the 3 Series would either be dead or just not very good anymore.
Yeah, it would suck.
They'd just be phoning
It'd be that hideous 3 Series GT thing they made.
Yeah.
Whenever they made that, do they still make that car?
I don't think so. I think they've refined the 3 Series lineup at this point. Yeah. It goes to show when you drive that car and compare it to some of the other compact luxury sports sedans we've had over the last few months, there's always this car's surprisingly good for the old cars, whereas you get in this one and you're just like, oh yes, like this is class leader, the M340i is. And the other cool thing is that every powertrain is good in that car. Yes, if you get the 330i, still great. If you get the bonkers M3, I mean, still
the
crazy
S58
fast.
Is insane, yeah. Doesn't sound as good. No, I think the B58 sounds better than the S58.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I do too. Something's being cut.
Are they cutting something? Or is it Keone? I think it'd be louder if it was them.
Keone. Yeah, I don't think these guys would... Unless they checked with us or Keone, I don't think they'd start cutting something with
that's true.
Without checking.
What do you think he's cutting?
Really couldn't tell you. I hope nothing for that BMW. Probably something else.
Yeah.
Anyways,
M340i.
Yeah.
Fantastic car.
It is a bit expensive to not have a power adjusted steering column. I understand maybe they'd want to keep weight down and they'd want to keep costs down. And a lot of people point out that manual steering column is fine because if you just own the car, you just get in it, set it once, and forget it.
And you're done, yeah.
But I don't fully agree with that because I do find myself adjusting steering sometimes, like depending on if it's like a road trip and I'm kind of lounging back, or if I'm getting up to drive aggressively, I'll push it in a little more so my arm's a little more outstretched.
Yeah, I could see the argument for that.
Yeah. And the fact that the not all the way panoramic sunroof shade is power, but yet the steering column is manual, I'd much rather flip those
and have it be a quick, because it'd go faster too.
Yeah, it'd go faster, super
and it would
easy,
never break.
Never break, yeah. And
Although,
it'd be lighter.
The BMW manual sunshades still find a way to like get stuck in the roof of the car. Ask me how I know.
I would hope that this LCI 3 Series would be quite reliable as well, because it's not like a first or second model year.
So much time.
It's been out for a little while.
They've been making the 3 Series since the 70s. You think they would have refined it?
Well, you could have that argument for E90s, but those are dreadful.
I hate E90s.
I know.
I hate E90s.
They look good at least.
They do. They look great, and that's why I bought one. And then I immediately, day of, literally regretted it on the drive home. I was like, wow, this car sucks.
Yeah. Did this car that we have hill descent control?
I don't think it did. I
looked around
unless
a little
it's in the
bit.
infotainment, which it probably was.
Maybe. Yeah.
Think about it. Everything's in the infotainment, and I drive
including climate. That's another downside. But at least you can do defrost with real physical buttons. So if you get in and your car is very foggy,
all the important things:
mash
hazard, defrost, volume knob.
What's going to be I bet you there's a law that prevents it, but I wonder what the first car is going to be to have a hazard button within the infotainment.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
Sure, it's
It's probably a law.
Yeah.
Good. Leave it. We want a button.
Can we instead of like passing laws on various restrictions to human bodies, can we start passing laws to say like volume knobs have to be physical?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
Find some way to manipulate the government and gaslight them into thinking it's a safety issue.
A safety issue or something to restrict people's rights.
Yes.
They love doing that.
They do. Yeah.
Big enthusiasts.
Find a way to convince them that if the volume knobs, if there's a volume knob, humans have less rights.
There you go.
And then they'll make every car have a volume knob.
Yep.
Yeah.
Specifically if women have less rights.
Women or people of color.
Yeah. They love restricting those
exactly.
rights.
Yeah.
But you'd have to write it into some bill that doesn't seem like that.
That's right. And try and sneak it by everyone.
Yep. Someone got cross with us in the comments recently about some political comment in the Cadillac video.
I noticed that. And you know what's funny is I read that and I'm like, I got to start being more careful editing these videos. Not because whatever I left in was bad, but I'm like, I don't even remember
I don't remember
that.
either.
So it was like a MAGA comment, I guess.
Was it?
Probably something negative towards Trump is what I'm guessing.
Right, because only one of them would have gotten mad.
But I don't even remember because I
it must have been such
video.
a casual comment.
I don't even remember hearing it because I probably would have cut it out, honestly. Because usually political stuff, when I'm editing videos, I'll usually cut it out just because I don't want to read the comments about it. Mm-hmm. I know you sometimes will leave stuff in, maybe. I don't know. But I'm just like, whatever. I don't even know what it was. And then someone commented below and said because it was funny.
It's funny. Yeah.
Like, all right, whatever.
Yeah. That's the thing. I mean, I don't take anything too seriously. Some video I just edited recently. It might be the Tremor Mav Comparo that doesn't come out till later this week. But I left a lot of things in that we were like, well, we're gonna have to cut that out, and I just left it in. So it's
that was
good
funny.
Chaos video.
Yeah, because it was like I told you to take the steering wheel off of it.
Oh, did you watch the beginning of that video? Oh, that was good. It wasn't that one, but that was funny too. You should cut this on. Put it on your
truck.
Yeah, I put 4 intro things on that video because they were just all so.
Yeah,
good.
That was a good one.
I just good video in general.
I think the Cadillac I had a good intro to it as well.
It was okay. It wasn't as interesting.
Well, it wasn't. There weren't any moments in that video
it was just
that
super cruising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was funny. It was like this funny. Is what Super Cruise would be like in a CT4.
I think it goes to show there's just less interest in that car. I mean, it's a boring car.
Boring. I liked that car though.
I like you can like something.
I liked the way it looked.
Fine. Yeah. Because it didn't have the letter envelope rear end with the white.
Yes.
Yeah. The other car we had at Daily Motor headquarters this week is the 2023 Toyota GR Corolla Core.
Right. Corolla Core.
With the technology package, the cold weather package, and the high performance something or other package.
Just one the performance package.
Yeah, performance package.
Great car.
We loved this car.
Yeah, we love the car. I mean, how could you not love the car?
It's
great.
Here's the thing. We drive a lot of cars. And a lot of the new cars we drive lack emotion because it's so easy and cheap and tempting for manufacturers to just throw computers and everything and make everything drive as though you were driving a video game. Okay, Some people are going to like that. I get it. A lot of people clamor for all this tech and everything like that.
Tesla
Every
people.
now and again, a car comes out that doesn't go that route. And the GR Corolla is one of them.
That's right.
It feels like an analog car.
Yeah, feels old.
We went out and drove it, and I was jerking Chris around a few times, and in an appropriate way. Oh. But just with the transmission and the steering, everything is kind of raw. It's a little jagged. It's a little unpolished in some ways, and it was so good for that.
It does jerk you, and it is raw. I would agree.
Yeah, good things coming from Toyota.
That's right. Yeah, I like everything about that car. I just wish it was a little bit louder.
Chris wants a little bit.
I want
more
a little bit more drama with my hot
obnoxiousness.
hatches, but don't get me wrong. I love everything else about it. I like the steering, even though it's a bit light. I like the clutch and shifter. I like the way it looks. I like the wide body. I like the seats, even in the Core, just the kind of plain cloth seats.
Yeah,
I like
they're
the steering wheel. Everything about that car, and actually driving it is such an experience. Like it's
just fun and
snappy.
It's better in the real world than I expected it to be.
I
thought we were going to get it here in allegedly.
Right, it'll do donuts allegedly.
I thought that we were going to get it here in Michigan and it was going to be crashy and we're going to be like, oh, this car is only meant for perfect roads and racetracks and stuff. But no, it was totally good to live with. And the manual is so tight and satisfying that, but yet at the same time, it wasn't exhausting to drive. I didn't like wake up in the morning and be like, oh crap, I got to drive a manual into the errand that I have to run. It was fine. It really was.
Yeah.
The things that it is lacking is, again, places to put things.
Yeah.
I think if you were dailying it, I mean, I don't put a lot of stuff in my car, but if you were the type of person who runs with a well-stocked interior of tissues and sunglasses and maps, and I mean, people don't use CDs anymore, but masks and phone chargers and snacks.
Hold on. You said people don't use CDs anymore, but they use maps? Who is using a map?
I thought I said masks. Did I also say maps?
You said maps and masks.
Well, maps are a good thing to have because that car doesn't have navigation built in. So what if your phone dies and you need to know where you're going?
I would just perish. Honestly.
I was talking to one of my buddies and we were talking about the GR Corolla. And I said to him, Toyota has been lacking for, as you and I discussed, since the Matrix XRS in any sort of practical, home-built, fun car. And now they finally brought one out here in America, and people are so happy for it.
Yeah.
They really are.
Yeah, they're building more GR Corollas because they ran out.
I hope they're making a good amount of money with them, too.
I hope so, yeah. Well, they're selling them. Toyota is, and then dealerships are making even more, selling them over sticker. I think that's all calming down a bit. I think you can, instead of paying $15,000 over sticker, I think you can now just pay $5,000 over sticker.
Well, part of it also is interest rates because you used to be able to get like 0% financing
now
on
it's
a car,
9%.
so you'd be okay with paying more because your monthly cost wouldn't be as much.
Now you have to pay $5,000 over sticker and 9% APR.
Yeah. I won't do that. I don't think I would get a loan on a car over like 4 or 5%.
No, goodbye. I'm never buying a new car unless I can pay cash for it.
Yeah. What would be the first new car Chris would buy? I could see you if you really made it. Daily Motor continues to grow. We're just making buku money. Yes, most of your cars you'd want to buy are used, but I could see you buying your whatever car you choose to daily, new, because you are kind of particular about things like cleanliness, maintenance, ownership, things like that. So if you had the means, I could see you going down to like a Volvo dealer or like a Mercedes dealer and getting yourself like a $70,000 car you're the first one to fart in it. Essentially.
Yeah, I would have a Volvo V60.
And you'd get the Bowers and Wilkins, you'd get it in the color combo you want, you'd get the small wheels.
Yeah. No, probably a V60. Yeah, V60.
And you'd just get it exactly. And you wouldn't plan on ever selling it. You'd be like, I'm going to own and maintain this car perfectly from new.
Yeah.
I could see you getting a new car for that.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I could also maybe, if we really made it big, I could see you maybe doing that for a GT4 RS.
Yeah, we'd have to make it big by next year because I think they're done with those. Well, usually RS cars only get built for a year.
You're right. Two. Well, then whatever is the next RS or something, right? Mostly because two things. One, they're not going to depreciate much on the used market.
No.
If anything, they'll just depreciate. So you're like, you could buy it new or used, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And two, similar sort of thing of like, you want to know that no degen activity had happened with the clutch, transmission, anything like that. So owning it new, and you'd get it the exact color spec you want and everything. Red vent covers.
Red vent slats in exterior color.
There you go.
Yeah, I like that. I saw a 987 recently on BAT that had vent slats in exterior color. It was great.
What
was a yellow
exterior?
car.
Yellow. Ooh.
Yeah.
I believe this week is the week we find out if I will be a yellow Corvette Z06 owner. Because I made the
giveaway. I was so lost for a second.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah, the giveaway.
The giveaway, our series giveaway. I was thinking about that. I was fantasizing in the car the other day. If I were to win that car, I can't imagine anyone would claim like any sort of like conflict of interest with like us both being YouTube channels, right?
No.
There might be some idiots who are like, oh, I bet they like conspire.
Yeah, but there's no. I could see maybe if you guys had collabed before and done multiple videos,
like if the Topher did a giveaway and I won it or something. Yeah.
No,
that's a good point. Yeah,
but if so, you just give it to me.
We got to talk about something before we. Well, Corolla's a great car.
Yeah, Corolla. Yeah, you all already know that.
Driving. I'm gonna make sure I didn't unplug my mic. I don't think I did. Yep, driving some new BMW products, the M2 and the XM, and Doug DeMuro was at this event. Okay. Well, allegedly, he didn't spend much time with the rest of us. He didn't seem too interested in doing.
Because he's an A-list celebrity.
I know, but it's like it. I would have liked to have.
Worried he was going to get attacked.
I don't think the car community, like the other journalists, would really bother him that much.
That's true. Yeah.
People are all pretty mature. I saw him once.
You saw him. You said he was quite tall.
He's very tall. He's a lanky guy. I just wanted to say hi.
You didn't get to say hi to him?
No.
Yeah. Send him an email.
Send him an email. Doug, I saw your
you.
3/4.
That's funny.
Yeah. Well, it's just because I had emailed with him 6 years ago, and I wanted to be like, look, we both made it. We're both at the same event. Look at that. Haha.
That is cool.
Yeah, because it was when he was at Auto Trader, and I had just started at Car and Driver and stuff. And he made some cheeky comment about being like, oh, maybe we'll be heads of rival publications someday, and we'll be fighting for the next scoop and stuff. A very silly thing. So, oh well, maybe next time, Doug. Yeah.
This
is the Daily Motor Podcast.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, go ahead.
Do we have quirks and features? This is certainly a quirk.
I put the Hummer on top of it because I'm going to be very cross with GM if we can't have a yellow one. Yeah. Somebody's already done the yellow one. Some rapper, yeah. They bought a first edition, which
rapper,
were all
like a music rapper or rapper as in they rapped it?
Both. They're a rapper and they had it wrapped. Yeah. I'm forgetting who it is. It's a very well-known person.
Jay-Z?
No. Okay. Let's move on.
Jay-Z's a very well-known person.
Yeah, I know, but he's like, I met someone that isn't like 60 years old. It's like some person. It's like a modern person. Oh. You just dated yourself saying Jay-Z. I'm sorry.
Is Jay-Z not still relevant? Is he still married to Beyonce?
Beyonce's very relevant still. Yeah. I don't know that Jay-Z's whatever. Anyways.
Jay-Z's lazy, apparently.
I don't think Jay-Z's the kind of guy that would have a yellow. Maybe he was in 2004 when he was
Big Pimpin'.
Big Pimpin'. Mm-hmm. Probably. I don't know much about Jay-Z, but
if any of you happen to be driving around Southern California and see Jay-Z driving a yellow Hummer EV, please, for the love of God, get a photo and send it to us, because I would.
I'm sure the paparazzi will do that for us if he is. I'm gonna find out who it is now, so I can.
I can't wait until it's some 45-year-old rapper.
It's not. It's gonna be someone in their 20s or 30s. Sure. Yellow Hummer EV. Okay, this is the truck.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Because the SUV's just gone on sale.
Yeah.
Also, the truck is more of a clout mobile.
It looks sick.
It looks like a transformer.
Sick. Yeah. The wheels are wrong. The wheels are too big, but we'll give them a pass on that.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, we're going to see how old this person is.
Is it Alex 75?
No.
Who is it?
Oh, he's actually 34. So
okay, all right. So he's older than
A$AP Rocky.
Oh, A$AP Rocky. He's millennial.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But okay, let's see how old Jay-Z is. He's like 60.
I know Jay-Z. He's not that old. Jay-Z's like 40.
He's 53.
50. Okay,
so he's 20 years older than A$AP Rocky. I want to know, has he done anything recently? I actually feel kind of bad because I don't mean to like,
the Jay-Z army is going to come in here and
I don't mean to diss Jay-Z at all. I have nothing against him. I haven't seen anything.
TMZ is going to be like, hey, there's two punks on this Daily Motor podcast calling out Jay-Z.
I know, and then we get canceled for some reason. He's done. You know what song I love that I was obsessed with in middle school was "Empire State of Mind" with Alicia Keys. Song. That's a great one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jay-Z's a great rapper.
He is.
Yeah.
Well, he's more so like a producer, isn't he?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what truly
like his main thing.
successful
So
like music people do is they move on and they stop producing music because like Nicki Minaj just came out with her own record company.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
yeah, so he's got a lot of labels here.
Yeah, he does.
I just want to see what his latest, if he's.
Well, go to Spotify and can't you do like newest song,
that's
like
a good
newest
idea.
album from Spotify?
I'm being the boomerang from Wikipedia.
Surprised your camera light isn't on.
Yeah, for real. So he did an album and oh no, that's not an album. I'm just kidding.
Daily Motor Podcast.
His last album was 2017.
Okay.
Not saying that albums. Oh, what on earth just happened? I don't even know what to say. Did that break? It sheared off. There's a piece of it right here. Did the mic break too? It hit the ground pretty hard. How far in are we? Can we just end it? No, it's only at 42 minutes. Jeez. Okay. Well, I'll continue educating the audience about Jay-Z. So he had 2017, and then there was also. So this was actually the one that was the last big one. Watch the Throne, which was an album in 2011, which had the song where him and his friends were in Paris.
Oh.
You know the.
No, tell me who.
The album was called Watch the Throne, and there was a song on there that was quite popular where him and all of his buddies were in Paris. I can't say what it's actually called.
Kanye was there too, right?
Kanye was there, Jay-Z was there. Who else was there? I think it was just Kanye and Jay-Z. Let's see. Yeah, just Jay-Z and Kanye. They were just hanging out in Paris. So that's okay, so 2011. So when is that? 12 years ago? That's why there wasn't anything that was really up to date. Other than being married to Beyonce.
We're going to stop now so that I can try to remedy that.
I see. Okay. I can't wait to watch that back. Yeah. You're going to start it with that?
Maybe. I was going to start it with something from earlier, but I might start it with that. Okay, moving on from the Hummer and Jay-Z. Why did you send me a photo of Katy Perry yesterday? Was it just the eyes? Not Katy Perry. Miley Cyrus. Yeah.
That's a meme. You don't know that meme?
I haven't seen that one. Is that just? It's because she looks so like aggro.
She's like, because she's like, it's like, how do I even explain it? Because you sent me a screenshot of the Maverick Tremor video, and you said, "Have fun making $1 billion off of this." And I sent the Miley meme where she's like staring at the camera, and I said, "It's gone exactly to plan," as in like.
Sure. Okay. Like,
yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So, I guess I am dating myself because I didn't realize that's the
Gen Z meme. Yeah. So it's been on like Twitter and things.
Well, it's like the videos where you like the one you sent me, like millennials versus like Gen Z, and it's
I
just
forgot
like their
about
humor
that.
is just so different.
Well, you guys do like the pausing also. You do like millennial pausing.
Do we?
Yeah, you like say something and then pause for like comedic effect.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just like how you just did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
This week at Daily Motor Headquarters,
Charlie's holding his mic because he broke the mic stand.
We do need to step up the Daily Motor podcast equipment now that we're getting like almost 1,000 listeners / viewers per week.
That's
at this
insane.
point. I mean, we need to.
I can't believe that.
Yeah, there are a lot.
We really
of
need to watch what we're saying on here.
Yeah. Well, I've stopped using swear words.
I haven't. Well, I don't care about that.
I'll leave the swearing to you, and I'll leave the racially insensitive comments to me.
Great.
That's Daily Motor.
And that's Daily Motor. Jeez. Okay. This week
here at Swear and Slur is
wow.
We have the Kia Niro Hybrid, a car that you've driven.
I have driven it, and I'm actually going in my camera roll right now to see what gas mileage I got because it was like
60.
Was it really
it was really good.
I thought it was like 40. Was it 60?
Yeah, it was 60.
I mean,
it was like it was a predetermined like slower speed route, but it was in the 60s.
And I had Bev Braga with me.
Well, she's lightweight.
She's very light.
Yeah.
Let's see. When was that?
Fall of some sort. Kia Niro.
I have no concept of time.
Hybrid.
Like I don't remember when anything is or was.
You're literally just vibing.
I'm literally.
That
just
is your
vibing.
life. You're just like jellyfishing
I'm just out here.
through different cars.
Okay, like, sorry. I'll let you go while I look for this.
I have nothing else to say about the car. I don't know what color
the Kia
it is.
Niro. It's green. It's the color that they all were at the launch event.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's sitting right outside of this wall.
It's the hybrid. So you get 3 powertrain options with the Niro. You get EV, PHEV, or HEV.
Fev or Hev.
Yeah, Ev, Fev, or Hev. And I drove all three actually at the launch event. I filmed the EV for Daily Motor, I filmed the plug-in hybrid for the Topher, and I filmed the regular hybrid for Winding Road. So, and I genuinely do not remember when that event was. Like, I couldn't tell you. Was it in March? Was it last year? I don't.
It was.
I have no,
it was
no
last
idea.
year.
Was it
in
last year?
October.
Was it that long ago?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
But anyway, I'm sure it's going to be fine. Still probably take a Prius, although the Niro's cool.
I think the Niro's cool. Emily tried arguing with me the other day that it looks exactly like a Kona, and I said, no, it doesn't. It looks nothing like a Kona.
The new Kona looks more similar, but yeah, it doesn't. Although I do think Kia, Hyundai, I think they share a platform. I think it is pretty similar.
That would be understandable, but
yeah.
I just don't think they look similar. The Niro looks like wild. The Niro's like a pretty bold design.
The new
Niro.
She's referring to the new Kona. It looks pretty wild too.
She's referring to the current, because she hasn't seen the new Kona. She's referring to the current Kona.
They're similar. I see what she's saying, but you're right.
That's polite of you to agree, because I was like, I don't see what you're talking about at all.
Wrong, Emily.
I didn't say that. I just said I'm sorry, but I don't agree with you, because I don't see how these look similar
Very
at all.
mature way to put it.
Okay. When was that event?
Well, by the end of the podcast, Chris will find
we're in September.
The photo of his gauge.
I'm just curious what gas mileage I got, because it was not only was it a mixed driving route, but it was also hilly.
Yeah, but you were probably like...
I was coasting the downhills,
yeah. The other car we have this week at Daily Motor headquarters is the Volkswagen ID.4. Full electric. Again, don't know the specs. Oh, you did find it?
60.6 mpg. Over 44 miles. I did 60.6 mpg. There's no way. What's EPA? It's probably like
mid-50s.
What?
Yeah, it's a hybrid.
Oh, combined. Right.
Yeah.
Highway's probably like 40 something.
Yeah, high 40s. Ooh, it is an ID.4 Pro S. Is that a high spec or no?
I don't know what that means.
I don't either. It's got Pirelli Scorpion.
Remember last time we had an ID.4 and we couldn't work out how to put the windows down? And we had to pull over.
Yes. Okay. Good. Pro S.
I hope it's like exciting looking. Will Volkswagen give you any cool colors on the ID.4?
You would hope so.
What a.
They need Ant-Man to promote the car.
I was gonna say, yeah.
So an ID.4 standard starts at 39. ID.4 Pro gets 275 miles of range.
That's what we have, right?
Oh, we have a Pro S.
Oh, I hope it's red. Oh, the red looks cool. I hope it's red.
Yeah. Why don't we like the ID.4? Is it just because the interior is so difficult to use?
Yes. And the window switch is silly.
We're sorry. Availability of some equipment, options, or features may be limited
big surprise.
to
Let's
global
see all the
supply
trim
chain
levels.
issues. So we have standard, Pro, all-wheel drive Pro, S, Pro S, all-wheel drive Pro
ours
S.
is two-wheel drive then.
All-wheel drive Pro S Plus.
What do we have?
Sorry, and Pro S Plus. Is that not the stupidest lineup
Scroll down.
of models
Oh, no,
I've ever heard?
MSRP, $53,000. So we just have a Pro S.
Pro S.
So we have a rear-wheel drive car.
82 kilowatt hours. Starting at $49,000 before destination, $275.
Oh, that's not bad. I mean, it's not great, but
panoramic fixed roof, heated steering wheel, rear seat armrest with cup holders and cargo area pass through. S, Pro S, and Pro S Plus.
The one we had last was a launch edition. It had like the white steering wheel and stuff.
These wheels are kind of cool though.
Yeah, I like the 5-spoke design.
Yeah.
Although I like the wheels better on the higher trim car.
So the standard gets a much smaller battery, only has 209 estimated miles of range. Interesting. Huh. Well, that'll be fun.
What range does the all-wheel drive car have? It's got
55.
Oh, it's less. Interesting.
Yeah. Because, a little more resistance. Let's take a look at the exterior colors we can get. Aurora red is what Chris likes, and then a bunch of grayscale. Yeah. Literally, Arctic blue metallic, which is silver.
Why can't we have colors?
People ruin it because they're boring people in the world.
Why are people so obsessed with stupid, bland colors?
2 reasons. 1, resale. 2, they're just not fun people.
They just want something as a tool.
Yes.
And they don't care what it looks like.
People go through life and don't strive to do anything with it.
That's true, actually.
They just try. I don't even know what they're trying to do. It's just like they're here and then they're dead.
Yeah.
Try to live a little.
I saw a meme once. There's a picture of this person they were at a gas pump and they had their entire hand down their pants, like digging in their ass. And someone commented below it, and they were something along the lines of, Some people are just born, are disgusting, and then die. Some people are here, they're nasty, and then they're done.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
If an individual, and maybe we already talked about this on the podcast, I can't remember if I told you or Alyssa, but if an individual goes to a gas station, specifically Costco, and they pull up to the pump and their gas tank is on the opposite side, is it okay for them to pull the cable around? So you think at Costco it's okay to do?
Well, you'd think that you would just think ahead and pull into the correct lane for where your car needs to go.
Right.
But at Costco, it's
often very busy.
Have to, so.
And if you've already committed to one and you're wrong, then is it worth it?
Yeah.
So do you think it's okay to do in general?
In general, no. Okay. I mean, just because when I do it, and we have an excuse. Sometimes I pull up to the pump.
In the car, and I'm familiar with the car.
I'm like, I pull to the passenger side, I look down, I'm like, oh crap, and then I simply go and pull back in to the correct side, and it takes 20 seconds.
My father thought of a decent way to remember them, because he had for a while a Toyota and a BMW.
So they'd be opposite, yeah.
Yeah.
Toyota on the driver's side, BMW on the passenger side.
BMW is on the right, and he said, well, Germany tends to be a little more of a right-leaning country than Japan. Japan's a little more left politically leaning.
Good way to remember.
Yeah, and I've used
the real reason is
which side? Right.
Yeah.
Well, German cars wouldn't be right-hand drive.
German cars are left-hand drive.
Yeah.
And they put the
Japanese
they put the filler on the right side, so if you're pulled over on the highway, you're not standing in traffic putting gas into it.
Okay, that makes sense.
So pretty much every German car will always have it on the passenger side, and a lot of Japanese cars will have it on the driver's side because they're right-hand drive cars, and it should be the same philosophy.
Right.
Yeah. American cars,
it's just chaos.
Flip a coin. Never know what side it's going to be on.
They don't care about your safety.
No.
Let me think. I can't tell you about the Hummer EV. Oh, the BMW XM.
Oh, you can talk about that.
Yes, $160,000 starting price, 6,000 pounds, the heaviest BMW M car.
How much power does it make?
Something like 660 some horsepower. It's a lot.
Does it do 0 to 60 in like 4 seconds?
Yes.
That's just
ridiculous. It's so cool. It's a plug-in hybrid, and the plug-in motor provides nearly 300 pound-feet of torque.
Geez, how much electric range do you get?
30 miles.
Oh, okay. No, that's good.
It's usable.
Yeah.
Usable. But the point of it is to rip.
Well, right.
It's always there.
Yeah.
It's like a RAV4 Prime turned up to 12.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
I'm excited to drive that. I think it's gopping.
I thought so too, but have you seen the more...
No, I like the one you sent me.
Yeah,
you sent me one that had the smaller
wheels. You can get
wheels.
some really funky colors and designs on it.
And it actually looked okay. What's going on with the headliner in that thing? It looks like a mountain.
Yes.
Speaking of which, we're going on a bit of a tangent. Have you ever sat in a Nissan Cube?
No.
The headliner is like ripples in a pond.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I sat in one at the junkyard yesterday, and I looked up and I said, "Whoa!"
You sure that was by design?
Yeah,
and not just
there were 4 of them at the junkyard, and they all had the same.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of cubes in the junkyard.
So here's just a base
hideous.
black. You think that's hideous?
Yes.
I think it looks like a cat. It's attractive. Rawr. They say 4.10.
It's the wheels for me. The wheels are disgusting. Well, I don't like the wheels.
Guess what size the standard
They're 23s. You told me.
Yeah.
Okay,
23s,
so
but you can get optional 22s.
Spec it, and actually the black actually looks okay.
Yeah. I think it's cool for them to make the car kind of crazy because they said they're going after.
I know. I don't blame them. I don't blame them. I saw one in a highlighter color, and it was disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't look too bad. What is that? Cool.
I saw one in person. It's like kind of a greenish, bluish. They asked me if I wanted to shoot this car or this car.
I would have picked that.
Blue. Yeah, this looks better. But the Cape York, I think I'd rather own this, maybe.
Okay, put the different wheels on it. How
many
choices do you get? Oh, quite a few.
Yeah, quite a few. So these are the ones Chris doesn't like, the 23s.
I hate those.
These are other 23s. I had these 22.
Yeah, those look much better.
Light alloys.
Oh, so much better.
Yeah,
I mean, they're still not great, but...
Chris likes a very traditional BMW. You should be able to do a contrast color for the grills. This is I had Silverstone with vintage coffee, but this is a cool interior that was there as well. Deep Lagoon with vintage coffee. Look at that.
That's sick.
That's really cool. Yeah.
I would have tried to film one with that interior because it would have looked the most interesting for the thumbnail.
Look at the side. I know we've been in other cars that have this, but the side of the rear seats where you can kind of lean against.
Phoning me.
Is you can
BRB everyone.
Mm-hmm. You can lean up against it. The whole thing is padded. And also, as you see here, there's no sunroof. Excuse me. There's no sunroof. It's just this weird kind of textured colored material. So it really is a cool looking car. They've made it different. They're trying to go kind of wacky, but the cool thing is that it also just drives well. You can throw it. It's fast.
I believe that
it's super comfortable.
After driving the X7, that massive thing that hides its weight, I'd imagine that a SUV built specifically as an M car is going to be even better. So I'm excited to actually drive it. I think it's hideous, but I think it's going to drive really well. And
trivia question for you. What was the last BMW that was a designated only M car that didn't have a normal non-M version?
M1?
Yep.
Yeah, the supercar thing in the 80s.
Yeah, so this is essentially just the next M1.
God. And on that bombshell.
Yeah.
It's time to end.
No Copart for this one because we will actually be doing a Culver's picked up by Chris's girlfriend Emily review. We're very much looking forward to that. Yes. So tune in on Friday to see if we talk about how good it is because we're excited. And we will be back at you in a week with episode 66.
That's right.
Just like the route.
That's right, Route 66.
Mm-hmm. We'll have to do
the loneliest road. Oh, it's not the loneliest road.
No, it's a different road. Yeah. We are Paris and Nicole with Daily Motor, and as always, B58 on.
Mm-hmm. Always B58 on.
Love that. Did we end the last podcast with that?
I think we did.